Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Alex and you're watching BC Adventure. Today we're going to be looking at a couple statistic plugins that were asked about in the comment section of some previous videos, as well as doing some basic Unraid housekeeping. We're going to be looking at updating our plugins, our Docker applications, as well as our Unraid operating system, which I personally have not done since July 2024. So it's going to be a simpler, probably a little bit slower paced video this time. And yeah, it should be fairly easy for everyone to follow along. So let's jump into it. Before we jump into the video, I just really wanted to quickly share that I launched a merch store for the channel. I've got a bunch of branded merchandise here in the store. Everything from stickers, some glasses, mugs, and some Canadian and BC Adventure branded stuff. So we've got shirts with our logo. We've got sweaters, again with our logo, and actually the cups. I really like the enamel cup. It's a go-to in the morning for my coffee. But yeah, there's also some nice Canadian branded stuff as well. Um, and all the prices are in Canadian, unless you can change the currency up top here. But I've essentially priced these to keep them as affordable as possible for the community. So if you can, show your support. And also, I've set this up so that it's avoiding tariffs as much as possible between Canada and the United States. So if you're ordering from the United States, I've set it to ship to you from a United States warehouse. If you're ordering from Canada, same deal. I've set it to ship to you from a Canadian warehouse. So if you can, show your support, that'd be awesome. But yeah, let's jump into the video. All right, so the first thing I want to cover is somebody was asking about the statistics tools that I use. One specifically was asking about what I use to get my statistics in the lower bar here, or the footer. So this specific plugin is actually an IPMI-based plugin, and IPMI is used for enterprise hardware. And essentially, it's a little computer that is powered by the motherboard of my server, and it runs independently from the server itself. And basically, it has its own IP address. I can go into that IP address and I can actually change settings and even see a live view of what's happening on the server. Like it actually has like a little screen you can view. So this might not apply, but if you do have an enterprise server, if you head over to plugins, I'll show you the one that I'm using. And it is, where are we? IPMI support. So basically what I had to do to get this set up is I needed to go into my IPMI settings on my server and create a username and password for this plugin. And it basically logs in as a user, grabs all that statistical information, and makes them available in Unraid. So if you're using like a custom built system that you put together yourself, this will not work. But if you do have a repurposed enterprise server kicking around that you are using for Unraid, then this is a great tool. Each server, Dell, HP, Lenovo, they all have their own IPMI settings. Mine is a Dell and is, it's if I show you my settings, they're probably not going to be the same as what you're using or may be using. So I'm not going to confuse you with that. There are tons of great YouTube videos out there that cover those topics. Okay, so the next plugin that I actually use a couple. The next ones that I use, I'm just going to open these in new windows from now on. So the next one that I use is Dynamic System Information. So I'll open that up. And this basically just gives me a breakdown of everything about my system specifically. And again, because I'm using an enterprise server, it tends to be a lot more compatible. It was not compatible with my last server, which was it was an AMD Ryzen system that I built myself. But yeah, so it's pretty detailed in all the information it gives, right down to each individual DIMM of memory you have installed. Um, yeah, it gives you your memory summary here, uh, everything about your cache, your processors. It's pretty in depth. Let's see. The next one that I use is Dynamic System Statistics. And I also use a dynamic system temperature as well. So we'll first look at the statistics. And basically well, this is what it is. It's just this. Shows your disk usage, shows you a basic rundown of your hard drives, and gives you some system stats here. Your processor live, your memory live, network use live, and yeah, it's pretty simple. I do have to mention we do get these same statistics over on our dashboard. Uh, and then the next plugin ties in with the temperatures that you're seeing here on the dashboard. So the Dynamics system temperature, it's really easy to set up. All these plugins are available through the App Store. You basically just search for the plugin names that I've given you and it'll pop up. So all you need to do for deploying this one, the dynamic system temperature, where is it? Yeah, this one here. You just get it installed, you enable it, you click detect, and then you pick the temperatures that you want displayed. So for here, for my processor, I obviously picked the CPU temp, but for my motherboard temperature, I picked the NVMe drive. Um, I don't believe, well, I don't know which one is um, the motherboard temperature, so I just went with one that I know that I do want to monitor the temp on. So that's the one I went with for motherboard, and yeah, it works. It doesn't upset me the none, so nice and simple. The next thing we're going to look at is upgrading our operating system. So Unraid is in the last year or two given the option to actually downgrade your operating system if you update to something that you're not happy with. So the updating the operating system is actually a little bit different. It never used to be like this. It just used to open up another window, or sorry, another page, ask if we want to update. You click yes, and it would actually go ahead and update. So before we do that, though, I would like to use the Update Assistant. This is a tool built into, actually, I can't remember which one it's built into. Fix common problems. Okay, so I'm going to run the next version of Unraid. So I'm just going to do the run tests. And this isn't something I've actually done before. So we're going to let it run its test. And yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so that's all done. Looks like we have some plugins to update here. So we're going to go ahead and do that, as well as our Dockers, just for good measure. So I'm going to go over to plugins here, and it's automatically checking for updates. And we're just going to update all plugins. All right, that's done. And now we're going to head on over to Docker. And for those of you who followed my Nextcloud tutorial, I just could not bring myself to switch from iCloud, even temporarily. I'm so integrated with the iCloud photos and iCloud Drive across all my devices that it's extremely hard for me to give up. And one of the biggest problems that I faced using Nextcloud is that I've been an Apple user since 2013. Switched from BlackBerry over to, I tried an Android for a week, tried sending a text message, and if I remember correctly, it said app error, force close every time I open text messages. So that phone went through my IKEA table. Yeah, it, and then I literally got up and drove to Telus and got myself an iPhone. And so since 2013, I have been an iPhone user, and then I got my first MacBook, and then yeah, it's just back to my original point though. I have I have kids. I've got 5 kids, and I've obviously taken a lot of photos and videos over the years to the tune of roughly 35,000 pictures and videos, I believe. So, one of the biggest issues I faced is that I wanted Nextcloud to copy over my entire iCloud photos over to Nextcloud. It said it was a feature it supported, but the issue I was having was that it was only it was only uploading pictures that were currently on my iPhone. It would not retrieve pictures from the cloud. And for me, at first I was like, well, maybe I can get it on my desktop and have the Photos app open on my Mac, and that would have some better luck. But no, that did not work. Um, I then tried exporting my entire iCloud photos to an external drive. It was roughly about a terabyte and a half there. And yeah, it stopped after about 1,000 pictures. It would not export anymore out of the cloud. And I at that point I was like, well, if I can't have my pictures, I'm still paying for iCloud. What is the point in fully committing to that switch if it's and then it raised the question, well, how do I get all my photos off of iCloud? So that's something that I am going to be looking into because that's everything. That's my kids, my firstborn 2008. I do have 3 step kids, totaling 5 kids. But my firstborn was 2008, and I've got them on digital camera pictures, which I have backed up, and then I switched to the iPhone in 2013. So that's a big chunk of their life I can't risk to lose. So here we are. And my editing computer that I'm currently filming this on, it's a Mac Mini that I bought in 2020, and I'm really having difficulties editing 4K videos now. So yeah, I've got a 4K point and shoot camera and video camera. I've got a 4K 360 camera. I've got all the 4K recording on all our iPhone devices. So that's something I'm going to do today is get myself a new Mac Mini, because editing 4K is extremely difficult, and I want to give you guys the best quality content that I can. So Nextcloud, back to the original point, it does not work for me um, for my situation. So I'm actually going to be removing this. I do not need it. Piehole, I'm actually thoroughly enjoying. I'm loving the lack of ads that I'm seeing on things. Not YouTube though. Don't do that for YouTube. But yes, I do really like it. And because I'm not using Nextcloud anymore, I'm actually going to remove the MariaDB because I don't use it for anything else. I just don't need it. Actually, you know what? Before we update all these, I just want to remove these containers. So we're going to do that quickly. All right, so that's done. Okay, so we're going to go all the way to the bottom now, and we're going to update all. So this is going to take a few minutes. As I said, I need to migrate my Docker file over to my NVMe drive, which I have not done yet. I was actually going to do a video of that for everyone in case they've made the same mistake I did when setting up my system. But yeah, so we're going to let this go ahead and do its thing, and we'll jump back as soon as it's done. All right, so that took like 10 minutes, maybe 7 or 8, but it took a while. Okay, so let's get to the meat of this. We want to upgrade our operating system. So one thing to keep in mind is that I'm not doing this on the actual system. I'm using a web browser to access the system settings. So what's actually taking place on the screen, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll grab my iPhone and grab some video of it if I can, but the way we're going to do it here is through the web browser. So we're going to update the operating system, and it's going to bring us a bunch of options here. So you see the last update that I had was, so I'm on 6.12.10, which is probably June. Um, so yeah, June 2024. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update it to the latest version, 7.0.1. And the way I'm gonna do that, because it looked kind of confusing at first, and then this is the beta version of the next release, the under next. We're gonna use stable, and I'm gonna update to 7.0.1. And the way we do that is we have to click the view change log, and then we need to continue update on Death Star. So if we see here, oh, you know what? I'm actually, because Tailscale is integrated with Unraid, I want to remove Tailscale just in case, because I'm paranoid like that, and it really takes nothing to set it back up again. So yes, I'm going to remove this. Done. Yes. Okay. Now back to tools, update OS, view changelog, and continue update on Death Star. So here it's going to ask if we want to confirm. It's going to let us know that it does require a reboot, and I'm just going to go ahead and click Start Update. So like I said previously, this is my first time using this new update agent, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so pretty much see everything right from here. Okay, I'm just gonna jump off the camera here, and we're gonna wait for this to finish up. Okay, I just need to jump in and say that I made a rookie mistake here, and I did not back up my flash drive first. So as we see right now, it actually is backing up the flash drive, but it's writing it to the flash drive. Actually, it looks like it's writing it to RAM right now. Okay, never mind. It wrote the Yes, it wrote the update to RAM, and now it's copying it from RAM over to the USB drive. But I didn't take a backup of the USB drive, and that's a pretty rookie move on my part. And I apologize. I did not mention to take a backup of your flash drive first. So, yeah, that was some pretty shitty advice of me to just tell you to jump right into it. Very good practice is to do a backup of your flash drive first. So yeah, my bad for that. I apologize. All right, so it looks like the update is done. So we'll see what happens. Oh, reboot, reboot. Okay, reboot required for update. So we're going to reboot now and see what happens. So we'll jump back in as soon as we're back up and running again. All right, I got some video of it booting into the updated OS, and there were little things that were different from a regular boot. But let's get logged in, and here, I'll actually play the video for you so you can see. Yeah. Okay, let's get logged in. And we see here we're on 701. And let's check out plugins, see if anything was updated or moved or removed. Nope. Check for updates. And we're good. Check Docker. Most of these should be booted up by now. You know, not everything. If you're wondering why this is doing this, it's because I have Docker set to wait to boot up so that it's not so taxing on the CPU. And I don't need everything booted up immediately. So I'm good on that front. So let's check out settings here. Anything different? No, nothing different. VPN manager. No. Okay. Plugins. So I removed Tailscale because I was told it was included in the new OS. And I don't see it. Okay. All right. Well, I can put that back in anyways. But to be perfectly honest, I actually don't use Tailscale. I use my Unify Networks built-in VPN, and it just works every time. I've never had an issue with it. I mean, I've never had an issue with Tailscale either. But I just don't use it. You know, I've been using Ubiquity since 2017. So I'm pretty intertwined with their uh, ecosystem. Yeah. Can you tell I'm a creature of habit? I don't like change. Um, but yeah, that pretty much sums this up. Just wanted to do a quick housekeeping video that turned into probably a 20 or 30-minute video by the time I'm done editing. But yeah, I hope you found this useful. Don't do what I did and not back up your flash drive before updating your Unraid operating system. That was a stupid move on my part, and I apologize for that. That was some bad advice. Hopefully some of you caught that before, hopefully following along, but yeah, just wanted to keep this nice and simple for everyone. If you have any video suggestions, drop a comment down below. Don't forget to join our Discord server, and don't forget to check out the Unraid Superbot that I built on ChatGPT. So if you have any questions, yeah, that's a pretty easy tool to access, no charge, obviously. And yeah, it does have a limit on the amount of questions you can ask it if you're using the free plan. But other than that, check out our merch, leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one, everyone.